See that top tick right there? Well, it's not quite a top tick. You do have these really shit lows. Um, let's take a look at. Hmm. Actually, we do need to pay close attention to this RTH session, which has a major gap right below it. So how does this look? I mean, we've really been struggling to get down. We blew it out, reclaimed, blowing it out. Now it's sort of channeling up with a major reclaim, with sort of a soft roll, kind of a mean revert right here. Um, Carefully watching this. There's slipping and very lightweight movement in the market. Top to kind of a small range here. Potential mean revert. They aren't buying. Heavier sell. Um, only picked up a tick. Looking for a potential mean revert, but there is absolutely no buying on the top half, and they're willing to sell. Now, this is the bottom of a range with good shoving, actually. Um, Stall. Hmm. Try to grab along for the reclaim. Um, Zero buying right here. Let's see if they can reclaim it. Probably not. No reclaims whatsoever. Hold on, I'll be right back. I don't know what to make of any of this, to be honest with you. Not right now. I just kind of stepped in, so there's legitimately no context. Potential on the mean revert, I don't know. I don't know though. This is the second test, and we're higher time frame is pointing to a move up, but I don't have enough context on the smaller time frame. Potential rotation here, but this thing is very manic. Ooh, an actual top tick in play. They can't get it up right here. This thing is very skittish. This is also most of the price actions have been below ish. And we can't sell off, so um good collapse right there. Nice micro pullback. Long 72.75 because well, this could come back. This should probably be a scalp. See how bad it's fucking collapsing? We'll go ahead and break even on it. A little too aggressive on the collapse there. They are digging it and holding it. Well, I scrubbed the trade for a break even. This has gone too high for me to attempt again. A little too manic. A little too fucking manic. Carefully watch it here. Hit a long 74.75. Um, I could see those highs getting hit, but this is such an excruciatingly choppy market. Let's pay close attention. Let's go ahead and scale. Oh, I'm a Q1 right there at 79.25. This is such a good trade. I think I'm going to take it off, especially with that absorption. As it explodes, which is fine. Now this is the second leg of explosion, so there probably could be a re-entry, honestly. A lot of reloading here, but this could be a third leg to the mean. Although the reloading is absolutely intense. Took a break even trying to hit this for continuation. She needs a puke back. Good puke back. Oh, and she's holding. That might not be a. I'm not sure if this is gonna mean revert. It certainly looks that way. Hmm. No, no, don't. Here, can you kick him out? Potential mid roll here. I am long 83.75. Top tick. Taking off half. Taking off the other half. Just too much stall on a top tick, a major top tick. So that's a very major top tick. I don't have any desire to really squeeze. This market is super choppy. He is really struggling to get up. But again, this thing is really incredibly fucking choppy. There's liquidity on 85. Um, let it talk. Probably wants to nab that liquidity. Such a major reclaim below us, too. Hmm. I mean, the higher time frame points up, but I mean, she's walking up a bit. Huh. Explosive move on the upside. Just don't feel this thing in either direction. It's pinning like it wants to bang up, but and the order flow is slowing down on 85s. Hmm. So obviously they swept it. Heavy order flow to the lows. Bit of a soft roll high. Got to be careful though. Is this a continuation or is it a top tick? I think it's a top tick, but we'll see what happens right here. What happens right here matters if they can hold it. Mid roll. Mid roll right there. See if it flushes in. There is no buying. I don't know what to make of it still. It's obviously getting tighter on this 85. Could easily sweep up. It could easily sweep either direction. This is, they are, I'd hate the fucking shorter break here because it could easily sweep back in. This thing could keep sweeping back and forth. And that's exactly what it's doing. It is just sweeping the range. Obviously, it's... There it goes. There it goes. Too difficult to fucking be hitting. This is not a top tick anymore, so I will be looking for a continuation. Can it dunk a bit lower than this? Ooh. Hit a long at 88. That almost stopped me out. I think I'm going to take a stop on this. I was looking for a continuation, but it's mean reverting. I just got stopped, which is fine. Should have waited for it to come in a bit lower. The question is it going to mean revert on the low? And it seems that way. That wasn't a more extreme top tick. I don't want to play a break low because again, this thing is mean reverting a lot. There is an extreme top tick, but I don't think she's gonna break long 85. Looking for it to get back up in this upper area. Here we go. Probably should be a scalp. But since it's chopped here and we're breaking a more major pivot, and the higher time frame is pointing to the upside, attempt to hold it. Where's a mid on this? We're looking at 95 for a target. Very heavy point of control here. This is not a fun market. It's very slippery. Seeing she's not giving it to me. Probably should have turned it into a scalp, in all honesty. Bank on this reclaim. Still holding 85 even. And this roll is no good. We need to just pull it for a tick. That's a shame. I do need to recoup that stop. Quite a shame. This is not a holding market. I'm not holding it. I'm not going to hold in it for the rest of the session. So, um, yeah, this is not something to be holding in. It's a shame it rolled back like that. Overly choppy. They're trying to get it up there, but this is not a. I don't know what to make of it. I'd like to see how hard they can push it. I don't know what it's doing here. I don't know if it wants to continue lower or if it wants to hit this reclaim. Probably the reclaim. Oh, no, she's jamming back inward. I have a long 81.75. Going to cut it with a flat key. Too much hesitation here. Uh, Too much bullshit right here. We are coming off that high. I don't want to fade there. I'm definitely would be more long biased on this completely, but where? I don't like how it's fucking dicking around right here. Took a break even 82.75. Pay attention right here. They couldn't get it up right there. Can they hit the reclaim? Think this is the reclaim back in, maybe? I don't know. I don't like I don't like getting on top of micro ranges. This is a very tricky fucking environment. This is excruciatingly difficult to be trading. They hit it back in. Very, 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 very difficult to fucking gauge this motherfucker. This is telling me I have no edge. I don't have a sweet spot. Stellar pullback. I don't know if this is a continuation or if they're gonna hit that reclaim back. They're definitely absorbing truckloads right there. That pullback on the lower end was very extreme, but this is probably more of a mean reverting thing. Hit a short 89.75. I don't think I'm gonna get this all the way back down, to be honest with you. I think this is all I'm gonna get out of it, so I'll flat it. The fucked up market, that's for sure, man. We're definitely staying on the upper half. I mean, we're chopping here. There's clearly value. I'd like to see this pull down a bit lower than what it's doing now. There we go, like that. High probability of this going up at this point. Long 83.75. It could roll here. So since we know it can roll there, we'll take half off. And then we'll run this other half. Oops, I do not want to add. We have such poor highs. I don't know how much more this wants to range though. And this is not a top tick of, oh shit. Pay attention. Pick up a tick. Just wait on it. Wait for that other pivot low to get hit. Mm, yeah, pulled it when that happened, but I can't hold this bullshit. This move is moving way too much, and I'm not able to get anything. I'm not able to get a 2-to-1 for my stop, and it would be too easy to get stopped, obviously. So let the fucker come in. Patience on this. Let it keep collapsing. Keep collapsing. It is stalling there. Good selling. To this liquidity zone 80s, please. Please get lower for me. Just gotta wait. No A's. No B trades, nothing here. The channeling downward on a 3-second chart. This is channeling downward. Attempted to pick up a short. Missed the entry. And that would have been just a scalp, nothing more. Let it bang these 80s. Good hit. Don't want to fade that. It's beyond, it's reclaiming the main mean below. But I wouldn't, I'm more long biased. Just wait, heavy flow. Two distribution curves here. This could be a bounce off the first deviation. Need to wait. This is a little more than a top tick or bottom tick. Uh, I, very risky here. Liquidity zone 80. Could suck it. Long 78.50, banking on a mean revert. There's the mean revert. Could mid roll. There could be a mid roll here, and there's the top of a channel. Oh, she's busting it down. 2 bids and offers trapping. The offer gets swept. Here's a channel top, blowing the channel top. Poor highs. Still holding. high flow, very good attempt. Going to take half. Have to take half. Oops. Did I just flat the whole thing on accident? I did. Like a fucking idiot. That's stupid. I wanted to squeeze it to bang out these highs. God damn it. That was a really good go. Yeah. Oh well. Heavy mids. Oh, that entry was superior. Fuck me, dude. Oh well. Just chilling here. Let's see if we can get some sort of puke back down like so. Be nice if it could run a little bit lower. Probably attempt to nab it long. Liquidity right here, 82. That's a problem. Have a long 81.50. Probably need to manage it. I'm going to bank on this liquidity, sucking it, and probably hold this because I would like. Oh, she's getting fucking nasty right here. Yeah, she's getting too. Ooh, I might take another stop. I'm not still holding it. Banking on that liquidity return. Might. Nope, there is absolutely zero buying, but they could explode it. There's liquidity below. They're gonna probably take that if this thing can't get up. Yeah, there's a virtual. There we go. Oh, it's slipping bad right here. Um, come on, press. Here we go. Come on, press them, press them. Not even a one lot buying 81.50, which is my entry, of course. Here we go. Here's the press. Damn, that's it. Fuck. All right, it's looking like this needs to be a small loss. This needs to be a small loss. This needs to be taken. I got stopped. Again. Of course, this is the environment we're in. Reattempt, potentially. They're walking this. Reattempt. 79.75. Oh, we need to cut it for the break even. Are they gonna smash it here? This micro range is really goofy. I probably think I had an okay attempt on it. I'll just watch it carefully here. Watch it very carefully here. There's a major stop run above us if they can push it. But there's this micro range here and it's fucking pressing hard on it. Let's see what we can do. This is walking too much. There's a stop run right above us. I don't know how to time it though. This is starting to channel downward. This I don't know how to time this. I don't know how to time this. Honestly, I don't know what's going on at this point. There's a little bit of a hit, but that can't be chased. That's all the stop run is? That's no good. Wait. Still a million, just a fuckload of stall here. Still a fuckload of stall right the fuck there. Now we're kind of ranging a little more up. It's too much stall. Like they're holding it down substantially right here. I still think it's gonna fucking hit the micro range here. 79.75 long. Could be a top tick here. Fuck, man, this thing is too much. That's a top tick. It's probably. Wait. Oh man, it's not there, man. This section is weird. They are not willing to buy this section. If they can get through it, it'll be good, and I think this will be it. And I can ride this to 90 to VWAP. Yeah, another top tick. All right, I'm gonna bank on holding this motherfucker a bit. No scales, but there's liquidity 83s, which is a problem. Probably needs to be a scale in all honesty. That stall is ridiculous right here. Yeah, should have been a scale. I do like the entry I got because it micro ranged above the bottom micro range. So that's telling me value shifted up on a smaller time frame. The problem is these buyers are not able to smash it through here. This is a very but if they can, there's a high probability it won't come back. There is zero buying. Let's see if they can sweep it. Most of this is sweeping. So this is making this so hard is the amount of sweeping. This is starting to tighten right here on 82s. I don't like it when it tightens like this, but yeah, that's a problem. I can't take another stop. I might take another stop. If I take another stop, I'm in trouble. I think I'm gonna get stopped out. I got stopped out again. I'm getting, yeah, this, like I said earlier in the session, it needs to be all scalps. There is nothing to be holding, so I'm getting into trouble at this point. Well, nothing I can do. Nothing I can do about that. It's just soft rolling. Taking 3 stops today, so uh, obviously spread out, but massive reclaim here. Bottom tick again, long 75 here. Need a pull. So look at all that stall. See if they bang it out. Need to be flat if this continues to fucking dick around here. Walking up ever so slightly. It's stalling really hard. It is not able to get up, still not finding that area. Massive stall here, midpoint, like it's tightening. Let's see if we can get a bit of a flick up to 81s. Not quite. Here we go, a nice little dance. Could get that flick to those 81s. And then there should be a stop run if we can hit up there, but this market doesn't. I'm looking for a more major stop. Here's a flick up. Pulling half because that's the smart thing to do here. There we go. Probably should pull the full clip. We got to pay for our problems. Even though I do want to fucking squeeze this. The higher time frame's still pointing up. But this thing is starting to soft roll downward. Are we going to hit that point of control below? This might be creating a large curve. Hold on. There we go. Fucking hell. Finally. Shit. Well, I mean, it's not over, you know. It could definitely collapse in. We got these shit fucking good hit on the deviation band too, man. Really. Looking for that 95. Hopefully we get overshoot. Hopefully we get some fucking overshoot. Wait, did that just slam in a little bit? It did. Probably honestly should be scalping the whole goddamn clip. Yeah, look at how fucking nasty that drop is, but it's okay. It could reclaim it. We are channeling up ever so slightly. This thing is channeling a lot. Um, it could bang around in here violently, honestly, and it could come back. It could hit this high node. It seems it's actually finding value. But also, if we look at the dailies, look at the grade profile over here. See how choppy a lot of these there's a bigger curve here, but see how choppy it is. Like there's micro curves in it. And then with how thin the market is and how it's sweeping, it's just ping ponging. Hold on. She's finding resistance here again in the same spot. This had a chance to run. Again, I don't know, man. It's so bangy. It's just banging. All these micro profiles. See how it's struggling severely right here. Yeah, this is no good. I'm gonna. Well, I was about to say I'm gonna pull the whole trade. We'll pull the whole trade. That blows. I should have scalped it. Again, I've said that 3 times now. Was hoping that would be a bottom tick. We are progressively losing. This is so rangy though. It's not worth breaking out. to the lows, though. It's too rangy to be breaking out on the low of of this. I don't know what it's doing here. Let's probably looks like it's gonna snap in, actually. Took a break even 78, trying to long it. Obviously, there she goes. Fuck. Uh, need to wait. There's no A's. What a fucking mess. Well, it is end of day here, so what a shame. Too difficult, man. Too difficult to get into. I mean, the volatility is there, but to really squeeze these trades. And I needed to pull that full clip to really recoup some of those losses, and I didn't. Where I don't know. This is arguably one of the worst areas to be trading in here. It's so late day, I don't see a break low. It could, but like low, I don't. I see it hitting that point of control on the low end. He's winding. Let her wind. Zero buying here, but they might. There we go. Another bottom tick. I don't know about fading something of this nature. Could. Shit, man. It looks like it wants to bang into that point of control below us, but I don't know for sure. Oh, that's banging good, but we got liquidity here at 75s. Good soft roll reclaim up. Long 74.50. It could pull in. Let's heavy stall, pull in half. Holding. Probably need to take it. but it is another bottom tick. It is late day. I don't know if that point of control is going to come in. How many fucking bottom ticks am I going to get off this bitch before it really fucking sweeps? Most of the mean is above, but and the higher time frame still. Let's see if we can blow this bullshit out, hit the VWAP. If we can do that, then today's going to be okay. This specific area is just fucking ripe with stop runs if we can bang it. These 84s, 83, and it has the potential of really ripping hard if we can press this at this point with the way the EVs of this all this price action keeps shifting. Let's see if we get the fat run to VWAP. Obviously, this is a dangerous place to long it. It could collapse. She's only lurching up. Let's see if she's still lurching up, so this looks good. 246. Top tick on this range. I mean, this is such a superior trade. Uh, let's just flat it. That fixes. That probably fixes all the issues I had. Might actually walk away. 6 and 53. That's good. Yeah, that I needed that. There's no more hands for me. Probably gonna stay in this little area. Do I have an idea? Yeah, I mean, were you listening? Kept talking about where I was trading and why. Is this guy in here? Yeah, you are. Did you not hear anything I was saying? I mean, I just told you every trade I took, and then I told you what direction and where and why. I mean, what are you not sure about? How many attempts do I depends on context, depends on what it is. I mean, that's not a black and white answer. I mean, if I took another stop, I would have left. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. If there was another stop on deck, I would have got the fuck out and I would have been done. So my stops are spread out. So that was what was my saving grace in a sense that there were good, really solid trades in between. So yeah, this wants to close in this fucking range. Look at this reclaim. How much of this reclaim is in play? So I mean, also this environment is extremely volatile. I even said after the first stop out, this is the type of environment where it is very easy to get stopped. But also there's supporting volatility that can get me out of that as well. But as far as a home run goes, it's not here. I tried a few times, which in reality I shouldn't have. I should have scaled those bigger trades because then the day would have looked a lot better. See, you don't face this up. Now it's probably gonna bang out into VWAP. Now it's gonna fucking run the VWAP like I wanted at the end of the fucking day, man. Oh well. Holy shit, that reloading is heavy duty. Look at that. Those 90s, man, they're sucking that shit up, man. Like a fucking vacuum cleaner. Got jigsaw down. I don't want to look at this anymore. I'm gotta finish up the studio today. Hopefully. Dom, can you show us your? God damn it! I've had that conversation with you a million fucking times, Ghost. Have you not been paying attention? I'm sorry to yell at you, but I'm fucking tired of repeating this bullshit. I'm sorry, Ghost. I'm not trying to be mean to you or anything, but I fucking swear you've heard it. Scroll up to one of my prior fucking texts, because somebody else asked a fucking question. Like, I can't fucking see my charts. Because my DOM is on another PC. I'm not gonna fucking repeat this shit. I swear the next person that fucking asked me this shit. I can't fucking see my fucking charts. The DOM is on another PC. All the stream you're watching is on a separate PC. My charts are, and when I fucking overlay it for you guys to see it, I can no longer see my charts. And what is more important to me? Showing you guys my fucking shit or me making money? Well, it would be me making money. If you want to see if you want to see a trade, because I record them, I will be willing to show you the trade. Or if we're doing tick drills, I will show it to you. Or if the fucking environment wasn't so extreme, I will attempt to bounce between the two, but I simply have to focus on my fucking trading. Like, I'm not here to fucking, like, and I've said this shit like 3 fucking times in the last week, and it's fucking, I'm sorry, man. No offense, but it's fucking annoying. Um, I'm definitely gonna start streaming private again, so everybody's on the same fucking page, because it's just, I don't know. Good progress on the, yeah. I'm sorry, Ghost, to get like that. It's not a you. It's just a collective of people constantly asking the same fucking question, and it's just annoying. I just hope you understand that. Like, and then I gotta I take a picture. Like here, like seriously, I will link you. Pose from user Space Cat. Right here, 9:22. So what was this, Friday or no? There you go. Fucking scroll to that. The same fucking question was asked. And then there's a screenshot of what happens when I share my DOM. Because my upper monitor is a different computer and I need to look at my Sierra charts and I need it to be directly overhead. And there's a, if you jump to that message, somebody else, I hope it wasn't you that asked. No, it wasn't. It was somebody else. And then and again, here we go. Well, this was last month, but same fucking screenshot from last month. I guess it wasn't as frequent as I thought, but oops, did I post in the right fucking section? I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't you. It's just I don't like I don't know. It's just the problem is there's so many people coming in and a lot of people aren't on the same page. So yeah, man, I'm sorry. It's just like those are two threads. There's more threads where I've continuously explained what's going on. Also, I don't even. You guys don't need to be looking at my trades. You guys shouldn't be taking my trades. I fucking I know people are doing that shit, and then you guys lose money, and that's not my fault. I don't want to be responsible for you fucking guys losing money. If you want to see a recorded session, that's fine. But I gotta get this stupid fucking studio finished. Get my fucking life on track here. Per day scalp. What's the expectancy per day scalpers here average? What do you mean by expectancy? Sorry, Ghost. I'm sorry, dude. That was to get like that shit, man. So it's just, are you painting the room yet? Yeah, it's currently green. But the second coat has to go on. It's green. And I test ran it yesterday and it works. But I got to get the wiring management and the ceiling under control. Sorry, Ghost. I feel bad, man. There's a lot of you in here too. Um, uh, hold on. Okay. Um, are you painting the room? Yes, it's a special paint. I think it's, what is it, 150 bucks a gallon for that shit? Yeah, the primer was 60. The two things of green was 157 a piece. The project probably 10, 12,000. Uh, the lights were 800 for those three lights. Uh, and then the C channel and the ceiling, everything can move. But anyways, my bad. Uh, yeah, okay. Do you, do you post your recorded sessions somewhere? No, I don't. But I'm not. No, I don't. What I do is I will go over trades in here. And if you didn't watch it, you didn't watch it. But I'm not here to like just share all my business across the internet. If you show up every day, then you get to see that kind of shit. Um, so I'm going to start breaking down trades at some point on a more frequent basis, but the last month has been a nightmare with this bullshit. Probability weighted average 1% minus. Oh, you're asking if I basically edge. You can't ask the huh? Slightly less. Okay. Hey, we should tape the fucking hooks. Uh, it depends on the month, Trader Shaw or whatever. It just depends on the month and the day. I don't think you can. I don't think you really honestly can't. Like today was a lot more volatile. I mean, we're getting a lot more moves. What 40, 50 ticks wasn't a problem today, but in other there can be weeks where you can't. It's so hard to get that. Depends on the month. It depends on this. Is it summertime? Is it high volatility? When the Ukraine shit happened, there was so much volatility that things were different, and I was doing really well. And then summertime was very difficult. Now it's picking up again. I mean, it just you and then what scalper are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about somebody else? Because somebody else is gonna have different results. I mean, then me that's scalping. I think Risky scalps, but he's different of a trader than me. So, and not all my trades are scalps. A lot lately because that's the type of environment we're in. If you guys watch, um, again, I'm sorry, Ghost. Uh, I just could have sworn you were here for all that other bullshit. Uh, I'll try to bang. I'll try to get good at switching between the shit if I have the opportunity, but that requires me to be like hitting an extra button to be flipping between screens. Um, if you listen to Lance, he's talking a lot about how scalping is the shit. A lot of 7 and 8 figure traders are struggling in this environment, and that's this scalping is where it's at currently, especially for me. But I think it just depends. Let me take a look at my actual um, win rates this month. Wait a second. Uh, um, wow, I have not really looked at. So my overall win rate for this month is 44.1%. Um, Last month it was a bit lower at 33.4. Uh, we're up 508 trades this month. Um, so we're sitting. Just so you guys know, I'm probably gonna erase this so you just have an idea. Um, I don't like airing this type of shit out. How do you deal with periods of drawdown? When I was scalping, I thought I was a genius until the big steamroller came and raped my account. Uh, so you guys understand what a month looks like this level? Um, how do you deal with periods of drawdowns? When I was scalping, I thought I was a genius until the big steamroller came and I don't. Um, Let me find a video for you. Let's see. The last major drawdown was 2 summers ago. Uh, do you have an emergency stop loss? Yes, 12 ticks. Um, and Ghost, you can ask me questions, man. I'm sorry, dude. I feel bad still. Let's see. I probably need to fucking put up a FAQ. I would probably. This is when I was in a slump, and I managed to come out of it. This, I started to come out of it. That video was made during a slump, actually. I think that would be good because that's the last time. I don't remember what I say in it. Um, it's funny because the trading looks very different. Uh, what's the 3-pointer club? Do you have um so what was I gonna say? Oh, how do you deal with slumps? So I've only had the one. Did get a little weird. It did get a little weird maybe a month ago for me, but that's because every trade started coming back. So I switched to pure scalping, and that's what's been working. That Lance Brightstein talks about it. They talk about like people in SMB have been or SMB videos. Sorry about the noise in the background. Um, so what are we talking about? Slumps. I've only experienced really the one since consistency. So the question is, have you been consistent? Are you consistent? And are you hitting a slump after consistency? Because if you're just losing and shit and you're not consistent yet, then theoretically you're not in a slump, in my opinion. It's not until you hit actual consistency, like sustained consistency for months, you know what I mean? Um, because I got consistent either January or February of 20. Where was it? What year was that? What was 2 summers ago? 21? Yeah, I got consistent. Like, that's when I found consistency was like January or February of 21, I think. And then the summer of 21, things shifted. And I struggled because there was no volatility. And I've struggled every summer. And then I had a bad slump then, and then October-ish things started to, the months progressively got better and better and better. And then after the Ukraine, I mean, there was like a month I didn't trade, what, February of 22, because I was moving. Uh, and then I struggled a little bit, but I came back on demo to get acclimated because I wasn't here for a while, so I demoed for like a week. Um, and then what was it? Crushed it, absolutely crushed it. Um, and then the summer kind of was a bit more challenging, but since we're not at all-time highs, there's volatility, so it wasn't dog shit slow like it was last summer. I just had a problem with a lot of trades coming back. I wasn't taking on losses. Um, I, and my down days are very spread out. I don't take back-to-back down days. I just haven't. Um, we got 2 down days this month, and they're not full-blown. I think one of them is a full-blown 2K down day, not the other one. Um, but as far as dealing with the slump, I'd watch that video because I made that video when the slump was happening. Um, I I think it's best to just you just need to go on demo, and I don't know, man. Are you stat tracking? Are you journaling? Um, your trades? Are you actually reviewing them? I think it's best. I just depends on where you're at in your trading. I can't tell you what to do because I don't know anything about your trading. All I can tell you is what I've done. Um, and really looking at your trading and just seeing what's working If it gets real bad, size down, obviously, or switch to sim. If it gets bad enough, it's I'm back on sim, and I've been very fortunate that I've not had issues. I don't, is there going to be a slump in the future? Absolutely, there probably will be. Um, I don't know how I'll handle that. I've just been very lucky in the sense that it's not happened. I wouldn't say my training's luck. I mean, uh, yeah, there is a bit of luck in somebody smashing and running I mean, there is a bit of luck when you get into your trades, but risk management isn't luck. So if you can manage risk and take high expected value trades, then um, shit should work out on the equity curve overall. Uh, I don't know. There's just a combination of shit. A lot of visualizations, a lot of manifestations. I listen to a lot of hypnosis tracks. I always visualize myself crushing this. If I was to hit another slump again, what I would do is I would look at all the best trades. What are the best trades? What are the easiest trades? What are the easiest? I would look at probably what are the easiest trades, to be honest with you. Not home runs, because I'm not really seeing home runs in this environment. Yeah, they're there, but trying to swing for them all the time doesn't work, because most of the time the trades come back, as seen today when I should have been pulling full clips. Um, I'd look at the easiest layups and just keep reliving those moments. Um, and going to sleep, I would probably create a custom hypnosis track, telling myself good things about trading, how good I am, and then I would start to visualize me crushing it and just listen to that in headphones as I fall asleep. Um, I don't know. I'm very spiritual in this sense when it comes to manifesting and the universe, and I'm not really religious or anything. So I really tap into that. Um, and honestly, I find that on the worst days, I learn the most. So on the really bad days like that, that is the time where you need to really review everything in such a meticulous way. I remember I had this one Friday that was really bad. This was many, 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 many months ago. This was before I moved. It might have been last year, or maybe January of this year. But I remember this one Friday in particular where I got fucked up pretty quickly, and I sat there for almost the entire weekend just combing through it, because like the price action and the volatility didn't make sense to me. Like, it just seemed more random, and then what I found out through all the meticulous review was, the order book was super thin, so it was extra choppy, kinda like today, much like today. But the difference was I noticed that the price liked to bounce around multiples of 5, 75, 70, 85, 80, 90, 95, those prices. So what I was starting to see through that review process was large traders are enjoying they not enjoying. Large traders are attempting to hit around those numbers, but there's not enough liquidity in the ES these days that they have to start chopping it. This market is a lot more choppier than it's ever been, in my opinion. I've never seen it like this. Like when I first started, the order book was tremendously thicker. So what I noticed through meticulous review was they still need to push out the same amount of size as they've done in the past. The only difference is they can't because there's no liquidity, so they start to chop it around those prices more frequently. Um, 75, and like when they put a large bidder offer in there, most of the time these days is it'll go through it, but it'll suck it right back in. So I figured out that I need to kind of leverage that as almost like a point of control or a mean reversion and leverage those multiples of fives or those liquidity zones to suck the trade back in. So that's an example of me getting fucked up and figuring out a very specific way to handle and adjust it as far as my trading goes. But also, there's a mental aspect of being grateful that I did take the hit because honestly, I think a lot of trading is you getting fucked up and learning what not to do. And you have to honestly walk the path, that path of darkness and hell, um, before you can actually uh, figure it out. I think most of trading is figuring out where you shouldn't be trading. Um, because all this trades I took today, there was a lot of spots that I didn't trade because I've traded those spots multiples of hundreds, if not thousands of times in the past and have gotten absolutely decimated. And at some point, you fucking learn not to do that. So I think when you are experiencing uh, a very rough patch, that's when you're going to learn a lot. And that's when you're going to learn how to make adjustments. And this is why it's important to record the sessions. Um, because I mean, it's one thing to look at your trade in hindsight, but to look at the order flow playing out around the trade and all that shit. Um, did I not see something? Was there something going on that maybe I could have used? What? And just like really combing through it. And that's just when you learn how to make adjustments for that environment. And the more experience you have with the specific environments, the better you get at them. As the environment shifts, you know, you learn in that environment. And then when the environment keeps banging between, high volatility like today or low volatility like some of the days last week, at this point, I've had enough experience through a lot of pain to know how to make the adjustments and how to make the adjustments quickly. And I think you have to go through a lot of pain to learn how to, and also to really be aware of the shifting environment. That's hard. I think comprehending the fact the environment has shifted before your eyes in the last several minutes is a very valuable skill set in trading because then you can the sooner you can identify that, the sooner you can make the shift and adjustment in your trading. Um, so I don't know. It's just it's a combination of meticulous review work more so than you've ever done before. I mean, I don't think meticulous review work should ever stop. Um, I think you should always be looking at. It just depends where you're at in your trading too. If you're brand new, you should look at everything. Um, But also just looking at the easiest layups. What are the easy trades? Why are they so easy? Why are they and just hitting the easiest trades, not necessarily the home runs. In that Lance Brightstein video I just shared, he talks about hitting the easiest layups. And honestly, that's what I started doing maybe a month ago or two, and that just it made the difference because too many trades were coming back. Um, and then in a combination of hypnosis, visualization, being grateful that I'm going through it, and having faith that I will get through it. Um, and if you just don't have that sort of mindset, you're pessimistic all the time. Well, that's an issue, and that's something you need to work on yourself. Um, but just believing I'm gonna get through it. I mean, honestly, I mean, shit doesn't bother me Um, a lot of things that would used to have pissed me off or whatever in trading doesn't bother me anymore. So like stops don't bother me anymore because I've experienced so many of them. A down day doesn't really bother me. There was a day a few weeks ago where I went massively tilted, and some guys were in here for that. That's very rare. Um, I don't know. That's where I'm at in my trading. It's just like whatever, I took a stop or a losing day. There's just nothing I can do to fix it other than take another good trade and just focus on that. I don't know, man. It's just like, what is your mindset? Like, I can tell you all this shit, but like that inner voice in your head is different than mine. Because some of you guys abuse yourselves. I think is Pelt still in here? No, he's not. Some traders, some of you guys call yourselves retards. Some of you guys talk about yourselves in a negative context and you call yourself stupid. I don't do that. Um, and I think it's critical that you shift your mindset to a more positive way of thinking, to be honest with you. And that's what gets me through slumps, or at least the one slump. I actually thought about quitting last summer. There was a point where I thought I just there's a point where I had too much pain. Um, in quitting really did run through my mind multiple times. And my ex-girlfriend, who at the time I was with, I told her, I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And then she broke down and crying and said, "You put in too much work and shit." And I don't know, that kind of gave me the boost to turn it around. And I did. So I don't know, man. I know that if I go through another slump, it won't be like it was the one time. It's hard to say. I don't know. I think it's everybody deals with them differently. Uh, I think it's important to talk to other traders about it because I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was just having a hard fucking time. Um, but I learned a tremendous amount about my trading. I think if you can survive it, you definitely come out of it way fucking stronger. I like how the ES hit that fucking high note. Um, when I saw your last P&L, did you take 8 lot in a one trade? I felt like it too much aggressive trading. I think that you explained this during streaming, but I couldn't be here last time. Uh, yeah, I've been scaling A plus setups. That's probably been going on for the last month. So 4 lot trades on average, but then if I think something's A, it'll go to 8. I've been trying to get better at the skill set of hitting scaling A's, and it does make a massive difference. It's not luck when you're green most of the time. Um, there is an element of luck in trading because I mean, in the end, you don't know who's going to buy or sell to further push the trade in your favor, right? If I'm long and the buyers aren't there, well, shit. But if they just happen to come in and somebody's throwing out thousands of lots in one go, and then the sellers disappear, that is luck. It's management and setups with edge. Um, who was it? There's actually a really good tweet I want to share if I can find it. Um, s- so it's from Steven Goldstein. He's a trading coach. Hold on real quick. Um, he said, not every trader who succeeds is fearless. Not every trader who succeeds is disciplined. Not every trader who succeeds is rational. But every trader who succeeds practices good risk management. It's if strategy is a trader's sword, then risk management is the shield. And I'll just screenshot it. Um, and I think that's pretty true. Like, strategy is the sword, risk management is the shield, and you need both. Um, I think a lot of my trading style is defensive in a lot of ways. I always think about what to do when it goes wrong. So you believe in law of attraction? I absolutely do. Um, and it's not that I do believe in the magic of it, but I also do believe that if you carry yourself and if you believe you succeeded at trading before you've succeeded at trading, then you will feel good. And if you feel good, you will carry yourself differently. And if you carry yourself differently, you will trade differently versus somebody who doesn't think they can do it. So you're essentially the inner self dialogue, because we all have that inner voice in our head. If you can change that and you can feel differently, then you will carry yourself differently. Therefore, your outcomes will be different. Um, Visualize works too. Visualization does work. Good to know you're into that. Visualization is very important. So, when it comes to taking a setup, I do want to talk about this. A lot of us just try to hit the setup, um, but I think it's important to start to visualize the trade and all the different scenarios, because there could be like multiples of scenarios. Like, what happens if I get into it and it barely moves? What happens if I get into it and it immediately goes against me? What happens if I get into it and it immediately rips in my favor? What happens if I get into it and it rips and then it rips again? What happens if I get into it and it rips and comes right back? What happens if I get into it and it grinds and then it grinds a little bit lower, and then maybe do I need to cut it and then re-enter that? So I think it's important to sort of visualize all the different scenarios that can pan out for the one setup, because there is so many different ways. And when you do that, you're sort of not caught off, how do you put it, you're not surprised when the trade is doing some wacky shit you didn't expect, if that makes sense. But also visualizing yourself, I do that a lot, just visualizing the Dom. What does it look like to trade? It's one thing to visualize yourself as a good trader and you got a Lamborghini and all that bullshit. You're not really visualizing trading. I think it's important to, I mean, yes, you should do that, but I think it's important to visualize how you handle yourself when it goes wrong, how you're going to handle yourself when it's working. Um, are you going to get overly excited? Are you not going to get overly excited? Are you going to get mad? Are you not going to get mad? What if you take a couple stop outs in a row? How are you going to handle yourself emotionally? What does that look like? Um, I think you should show up, because once I get back on track, I'm going to do more visualization shit in the room. So a lot more icebergs and reloading these days today specifically. What I think is happening is um, the fundamentals of the world isn't all that great right now, and we're seeing abnormal order flow because I think a lot of large people, I think people are really moving positions and really adjusting for potentially a bigger move down. I mean, obviously the Fed couldn't save us. from inflation. They're doing a terrible job, but that's no fucking surprise. They just kept buying time, in my opinion. So now we're seeing an abnormal, and also we're going back in the season. We are back into the trading season as well, because there is less volume and volatility in the summer traditionally. While this summer was a bit different, now we're starting to see it pick up again as well. So I think it's partially going back into the trading season. So how do you manage doubts or looking for confirmation in 3D while you have not been there, while you have not been there where you wanted to be? How do you manage doubts or looking for confirmation in 3D while you have not? I need you to rephrase that. Um, would it be possible one day to get to know price action approach? Yes, Dexter, you've been showing up. Have you not been paying attention to micro ranges and micro profiles and micro top? I've been talking about it. I don't know how frequently you're showing up. So I've been talking about expected value. Like Friday, I talked about um, if the trade starts to fail. What was it? Where was it? Yeah, right here. Like I broke down all the price action on Friday in this section. See how it's still marked up? Were you not here for that? Like I broke down all this price action and started explaining it. So I've been doing that, unless you're referring to something else. Well, I think mindset is important, Trader Shaw, because why the fuck do you want to live your life being miserable all the time? Why do you want to sit there and be pessimistic and hate everything and just be I mean, you're in control, man. What's interesting is I forget what it was, maybe a week or so ago, a week and a half ago, my car battery died in the morning and I had to walk 2 miles back to my place. And it was 5 minutes before the open, and I came in and just sat down and traded. And I was talking to my coaching student about it, and he's like, I wish I could do that because that would have pissed me off with the car battery dying and walking 2 miles. Well, the way I saw it was, you know what? It happened. There's nothing I can do about it. Um, I enjoyed the walk. The weather was actually nice. Um, and I just visualized myself crushing the trading day because that would make me feel better. And then I visualized my car not getting towed and it would be there when I showed up and um, towed it, put a new starter in that day. Everything was great. I think you need to look at, I mean, when things go wrong in real life, there's nothing you can do about it. Just like a bad trade. If you took a bad trade, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and freak out about it? What does that do? Um, Nothing. It's over with. Same thing with a good trade. Yeah, you took it, but in order to take a massive home run like this, probably not going to happen again. And he didn't crack the Wall Street code, so all you can do is just live in the moment and just make the best of it. I don't know, and you have one life, so why be miserable? Why not look at the fucking grass always being greener because it makes you feel good. And if you can feel good all the time, why would you not want that? Why would you not want to um I know I sound like a fucking angry person that rants all the time, but like at my core, that's not uh me. You know what I mean? Um, I don't take my own advice seriously as far as like these rants and shit. I do it because it's funny. But yeah, you just I don't know why you would want to be miserable. And I think if you really look at yourself in a higher light, uh, I do believe there is a lot of magic that comes with it too. I mean, there's been some amazing opportunities that have landed in my laps because of it. Just wild shit that I can't even fucking explain. So, um, do you happen to meditate? I do. Let's see. Let me go to prep. How do you manage doubts? Managing doubts takes time. I think where I'm at mentally has taken years to get to this mental state of being. It's a skill set. So how do I manage doubts? They don't really fuck with me at this point in time. I think it's good to be aware. So I think self-awareness is huge, and that's where I've learned that a lot through meditation. So being self-aware is massive. Like constantly being able to monitor your emotions is such a valuable skill set that when I'm starting to doubt myself, like there were times in here where I'm like, "Hey, I just said this multiple times." That's me being aware of my what I'm saying, my emotions. I'm like, "This price action is tricky." I keep saying that. And when I say that, um, or I need to scalp this. And I'm like, I said that 3 times. And that's what I said during the session. That is me just being aware of my emotions and in my way of thinking. And once you become hyper aware of your doubts or any emotion really, because there's times where I get overly excited and I need to like not, because that's also a problem. So you're able to like kind of catch it before it becomes a massive issue. Like tilt, if you can catch tilt before it becomes tilt, that's edge in my opinion. Um, and just catching it and thinking about it and self-reflecting on the doubt. Why am I doubting something? Is this just not a good area to trade? Do I need to wait? Is this price action bad? Well, eventually there will be a trade with edge, so I should just hang out. Um, and just kind of self-reflecting on the delt. And the way you do that is through being good at being aware. I don't know, there's so many things you got to like it's crazy because there's so much shit. There's so many layers to it. Like in order to manage doubts, I need to be aware of the doubts. And in order to be aware of the doubts, I need to learn how to build awareness. How do I build awareness? That would be through meditation and then setting goals and visualizing myself constantly being aware or making a hypnosis track to where I'm constantly self-reflecting and then relentlessly practicing that goal of becoming aware. And then once I do get good at being aware, then I need to start working on particular solutions for managing doubt. So what are those specific solutions? Well, I need to put a note on the computer or have a loop timer or a hypnosis track that I listen to during the session that says, "Are you doubting yourself? If so, why?" And then I keep listening to an audio of me repeating that over and over until it absorbs into my brain because building new habits is you need to repeat things and you need a new habit to become identity. And I think through like these hypnosis tracks, you're literally repeating shit, which is good. And then you're creating self identity, and it's not that much work. You just listen to it. So it's not like you have to do this heavy work other than making the track. So, uh, Effie, are the disappearing when you do visualizations doubts? I don't really have many doubts, to be honest with you. And also when they do slip in, I try to just turn it off like a light switch because I don't want to sit there and let it eat at me. That's like fear. I would say doubt and fear are kind of cousins. I don't think it's good to sit there and let fear or paranoia and just thinking about it because you're essentially feeding it. and that inner voice in your head starts to keep talking to you about it. For me, it's just like it's at the point where if I'm not thinking about something I want or I desire or that's good for me, I will shut it down. And I think a lot of people have an issue where they can't do that. They are constantly dwelling on bad shit. They're constantly thinking maybe about themselves getting sick, or they're constantly thinking about a spouse cheating, or they're constantly thinking about um, blowing up an account. And those are things you don't want. So for me, it's important to learn to have developed the skill set of actually just shutting it the fuck down, just turn it the fuck off. And ways to do that is listen to music you enjoy, maybe visualize something, or going into meditation. And what I love about meditation is it allows you to just turn off the fucking noise. Like if my brain, there are days where my brain gets too noisy and it's giving me bullshit. It happens. And meditation is great to just shut it the fuck down. That's the beauty about meditation. Now, there's different ways I meditate. I can use it to get into a relaxed state and then start to visualize, or I like to do the Wim Hof breathing technique because when you do the exhaling on Wim Hof, you feel really weird and kind of, I wouldn't say lightheaded, but there's this like buzzing in your brain. And for some reason, my clarity goes through the roof. And when I listen to a hypnosis track or visualize something I absolutely want, there's this brief window where I don't have like this brain fog and it really is resonating and absorbing with me. But that's just a weird ritual and technique and a way for me to kind of get into that mode. When you or do you let them be and then to let's see when you manifestation like P&L. So I don't manifest P&L. I manifest setups with edge. I man, okay, we shouldn't be looking at trading from a monetary aspect. We should be looking at it as a game. And I said this to somebody the other day. Professional athletes aren't thinking about their paychecks, and neither should you. You should be thinking about the setup with edge, how to manage it, how it can pan out, and you need to be in the game and need to be focused on trading. And the P&L will take care of itself. P&L is simply a reflection of all the good stuff you've done in your with yourself. It is a reflection of you taking setups with edge. It is a reflection of you being patient. It is a reflection of you not FOMOing. It's a reflection of you managing well. It's a reflection of you having the right attitude. It is a reflection of how strong your focus is in that session. It is a reflection of your skill set that is getting stronger over time. It is a reflection of all of your experience. And when you slam all that together, that is what P&L is. It is simply a reflection of all these other things. So I don't think about the P&L. I think about the little things that lead into it because ultimately it does take care of itself. And I think that's really hard for a lot of people to comprehend. So, okay, when you manifest the car girlfriend, is it still not your 3D reality? So, okay, yes, I do reflect on P&L in the sense that I do would love to be an eight-figure trader. I know without a doubt in my mind, I will hit seven figures. It took time to get to that realization, but I know that I can do it. Um, yes, I'd done it with cars, girlfriend. Um, And you notice yourself getting in the state of lack, you watch your 3D, how do you deal with that? So when your manifestation like P&L car girlfriend, is it still not in your 3D reality and you notice yourself getting in the state of lack of you watch your 3D, how do you deal with that? I'm not sure I understand the question, but one thing I do is like in my bedroom, I have a picture like a desert, like I like the desert. I like cactuses and the desert scenery for some reason. And I have a picture of a desert sun setting on my ceiling. And I use that as like a symbol Kind of like McDonald's. When you look at a McDonald's symbol, it makes you like their logo. It makes you think and feel a specific way. Same thing when you see the Tesla logo or any sort of logo. I have something on the ceiling, and what I do is when I lay down and listen to hypnosis tracks or meditate or visualize, I force all of these good thoughts and everything I want into that picture. So every time I lay down, the picture immediately starts to flood all that stuff into my mind. Kind of like McDonald's. You've eaten there. Let's just assume you've eaten there a lot. Every time you eat there, that symbol has a meaning to it. Right? The first time, like if you've never been to a McDonald's, it may not mean shit to you, but like the more you go there, the more like you're putting this thought into it, that the more it resonates. Maybe you had a fucking burger that made you puke. So when you see the McDonald's logo, you're like, oh shit, that makes me sick. So I think having like a visual board or some sort of dream board or anything like that is good, but you only want to look at it when you're trying to put everything you want into it. You don't want to ever look at it like and be thinking terrible thoughts. Um, kind of hold it sacred in a way, but like, yes, I go into a 3D. I guess I don't know. I guess part of it is also. I mean, there's so many ways I do it. Part of it is daydreaming in a way, or some sort of repetitive shit. Um, I'm not sure I understand the question. Hard to control your emotions when you're losing money. Yeah, it is, Mr. Feeney, and that's why you should be on demo until you see Edge. Um, and then you slowly dip into you slowly go live on just what you think are ace setups, and then just keep sticking to it on like small size, obviously, or you try out or you get good on sim, and if you had and try to do a combine before you do a combine on sim, and try to do it within their rules, and if you can pass it on your own demo, then you should be able to pass it. I mean, it should be a slow progression. You shouldn't just jump into the pool. You should be dipping your toe into it. um, it's okay to you don't have to just go live. You can flip flop between sim and live, and that's what I did. Do you happen to meditate? Yes. A good book about seeing yourself where you want to be, changing your beliefs and visualization, even though it's not about visualization. Also, the inner self talk. It's important that that voice in your head, because we all have it, because we do all have self dialogue. It's important that it's telling you good shit. And it takes years to kind of get in that mental headspace. And I don't think it ever ends. But if I don't talk about this kind of shit, then you guys are only getting half of. I could share setups and edge and all. I mean, I am, but if your mental space is fucked, then none of this really matters. It needs to be worked on as well. I really do feel trading as a spiritual path in a lot of way, and that's how I kind of treat it, because it does force you to change habits, and humans are creatures of comfort, and breaking bad habits and creating new ones is not fucking easy. And to constantly be shifting and adapting to an environment you're not in control of is really a mental mind fuck. Um, that the things you need to do to get good at trading spills out into your everyday life. Like if you get tilted because somebody cuts you off on the highway, then you're probably going to get tilted in your trading. Um, so therefore, if you work on not getting tilted in your trading, then you probably won't be getting as pissed off if somebody cuts you off. Reframing your beliefs may help tone down the emotions. Single outcomes are random, and we all can do is control how much risk we are okay with putting on the table. See these deep healing water sounds? That shit is good. I've listened to a fuckload of that, like Hertz stuff, binaural beats. I've talked about the Gateway Experience. You can find it on YouTube. It was a CIA meditation program used for astral projection, which I don't really care to do that, but the meditation is amazing. They're like 30-minute tracks, but you listen to it when you're going to sleep or laying in bed, and it's so good. It's a combination of hypnosis, meditation, and visualization all wrapped into one. And the Gateway Experience is some of the most intense, amazing meditation I've ever done, to where when I come out of it, I feel fucking amazing. Like I was on drugs or something. I don't know. If you don't mind me asking, what did you do before deciding you wanted to become a trader? If you would like to watch my 100 subscribers special, I talk about it in great detail in that. But to sum that up, um, let me find it. And this was, um, uh, here you go. 3 years, 4 years ago. July 16th, 2019. I talk about everything. I talk about my life up to like what happened after high school, what I did after high school, all the way up until my trading. So that would be a good video to watch. Do you like guided meditations? I do. I had problems with meditation until I used the Headspace app. And once I started, and you can download Headspace, and I believe there's a bunch of free meditations. Go through that, and then once I did that, I started doing the ones on focus and anger. I think guided meditation is fucking amazing if you've not meditated before, and they're like they're short. They can be 3-minute, 5-minute sessions. But it's like working out, you just got to keep doing it. Wim Hof is the man. I agree. I love the Wim Hof breathing technique because again, when you do the Wim Hof breathing technique, um you're saturating yourself with oxygen, but like on the exhales, it makes you feel fucking like it makes me feel like very blissful. It puts me in this state where my mind, my brain is buzzing, and I feel that there's this narrow window where I can combine visualization or a hypnosis track with that exhale where it really absorbs into my mind. And for some reason, when I do the Wim Hof exhale and then I combine it with visualization or a hypnosis track, that's when I start to notice these really huge paradigm shifts that if I am not doing well or feeling good about something, that if I get into that state and then visualize on the exhale where you hold for as long as possible, and if nobody's done it, I suggest you try it, which that's also guided. Um, I notice that's where I can really pivot, almost like on a chart where you get the hard, obvious pivot and price action. I notice that's when I can really pivot my mindset is through the Wim Hof breathing technique. But I kind of combine that into um, visualization and meditation in a sense. I have a video on Trading Tilt. If you go watch that, I actually talk about how I use the Wim Hof technique to have gotten out of tilt on that specific trading day. And you get to see the trades that led me to tilt, and then you get to see the trades that got me out of it after that. It's actually probably one of the best videos in my opinion. Um, Tilt. This is probably in my opinion, this is one of the better videos. Um, so, hey, Fat Cat, would you mind addressing the question I sent? Yes, I can. Speaking of combines, when do you think of Top Step? I don't know. I don't do them. Let me get the toker. I promised I would. I hope you're here before I do this. Yes, you are. Okay. So, Toker, you told me that you're a beginner trader and you started learning around March, and since then I become obsessed with this shit. I've quit my job this month and I saved enough money so I can do this and dedicate 13 hours every day. I actually dream every single night about trading. See, a lot of new traders do, but until when reality sets in, you, and you're getting your fucking dick smashed in, then you're gonna realize, are you really passionate about it? Because everybody comes into this with these high hopes and shit, and everybody's gung ho at the beginning, but this is going to be a slog, and it's gonna take longer than you think, and you're gonna make a lot less than you thought. I heard another trader say that, and it's true. You should never quit your job. And I don't know how much you saved up. I don't know what your expenses look like, but I think that was a mistake because there's going to be a point where you need money, and if your trading is not developed yet, you're gonna start rushing shit, and you're gonna get yourself in trouble because you're going to be trying to figure out how to pay your bills. I don't think you should have done that. But then again, what are the nuances? Like, did you save a fuckload? Did you save several years worth of? Do you have several? I mean, god damn it! I hope you have 2, 3 years of savings. Otherwise, there's going to be a point where you're going to rush it because desperation for money or income will kick in, and then you're going to fuck yourself. I've seen that happen a lot, and it's happened to me too. That's why I maintained a part-time job when I was learning. I mean, and also, what are your 13 hours a day looking like? So to go to your more recent question, uh, how do you how do I know when I'm ready to stop tick drilling? Well, I don't know. Did you watch that one video I shared the other day? The one of this one? Because if you did, this should answer your question. If you didn't watch, I want you to watch that, and I want you honestly, because you asked me a shitload of questions, and that's fine. And if you want my help and guidance, I want you to this is your homework. I want you to go watch that video, and I want you to take meticulous notes on it and share it with me. If you do that, if you actually do that for me, then because like I told you, I get so many DMs, I can't answer them all. If you actually do that for me, then I'd be more inclined to putting more time in with you and shit. But I mean, I'll talk to you in this chat all day long, but as far as DMs go, I need you to take notes on that video, meticulous notes. But when are you ready? I don't. When are you ready? My question is, are you reviewing every tick? You you should be sitting there reviewing every single trade. And then what you should probably be doing is grading the entry. Were you too early? Was the entry too early and was the exit too late? Was the exit good? Was the exit late? Was the exit Did you chase it? What did you do? I'll give you my hashtag pairings. You probably should tag everything. Here's my tags for entries. You can copy them. And then here's volatility. Was it high, medium, or low volatility? And you should probably be tagging all the trades because that's going to introduce you to trade tagging, which is essential. And you should be reviewing. If you're taking a fuckload of trades a day, which you said you are, you should be reviewing every single one of them. And if you take 50 trades a day, you should be spending 3-4 hours after the close. If you really have 13 hours a day, you should be sitting there grinding through footage, tagging all of these fucking trades. If you don't have a journaling software, I don't know what to tell you. Um, but this is a great way to get introduced to tagging, which I think is an essential part. And if you want to succeed at it, you should be doing that. So what were the entries? What were the exits? What are you seeing in the order flow? I mean, how proficient are you at reading order flow? Do you consider yourself a pro at it? Well, then maybe you don't need to tick drill. I still tick drill to this day. Um, and it's one thing to trade, but it's one thing to trade. Um, but what are you doing with your time? Because if you're doing all the wrong stuff 13 hours a day, it doesn't matter. So let's see. Let's see. I know you said 1 month, but not everyone dedicates the same amount of time to it. On your video, you said 20 to 50 trades daily for a month. And don't, let's see. I want to give it much more than that. I don't, well, you need to start, if that's the case, start tagging them. Pay attention to the order flow. The goal of the tick drill is to read order flow. I don't give a fuck about anything more in life. See, I don't, that's kind of a problem too. I don't give a fuck about anything more in life. This is all I want. So, that's the problem. I think it's important that you have things outside of trading. The problem is when trading becomes everything for traders, that's an issue. You need to have balance. You should have something, a hobby, something outside of this, because this will, if you're just all about it all the time, it's going to fucking burn you out and kill you. Um, I don't, that's not good. I don't know if that makes sense. You would think this dedication and this try hard attitude is good, but it's kind of not. And Dr. Brett Steenbarger talks about it. You should have something else going on in your life. Like, why are you even trading? To make a bunch of money, right? Well, what are you going to do with that money? What are you trying to do? Are you going to want to get into martial arts? You want to buy a car? You want to paint? Is there anything you can do that's creative? Um, you should have shit outside because you need to be getting away from this. Because there's a point where you're just putting in too much, and that's a problem. Like you do need these period, you need these breaks from it. Because when you break and you just aren't about it all the time, you come back refreshed and you're able to hit it harder. I've done more than 1,100 tick drills using replay on Sierra. My question, the thing is, if you're using replay, or do you know what the day look like? If so, you're kind of cheating. You should. Um, I'm thinking, and I'll keep doing so. But I just want to know, how do I know that I'm fully prepared? Well, if you're asking that question, you're not. You'll know. Does that make sense? You'll know when you're fucking ready. If you're asking that question, you're not fucking ready. You'll know. You'll be confident. You'll be like, okay, I get this. Like I really have a good beat on it. Um, I'm I'm now aware of some patterns that I will review on recordings every night. how should my stats look like to be considered ready? Like, what is a good win percent? I don't win at tick drills. I still lose on fucking most of them. So, and if you watch that video and take notes, it's not about the win percentage on a tick drill. Like, if that's what you've been looking at this entire time, you've literally wasted your time. You need to watch that video, and I need you to take meticulous notes. The one about stop you doing tick drills wrong, because if you're doing them wrong and you're looking at it the wrong way and you're thinking about win percent, then you are essentially not you're wasting time. Don't get me wrong, there's been things you've learned from it, but you need to make it more efficient. I don't win at them. And if you've listened to my tick drills, I know you have. And I constantly, if you're paying close attention, I constantly say it doesn't matter. The win does not matter. The point of it is to read order flow. That is the point of it. That is it. And to learn other things like mouse control, how to just cut a trade immediately that's not working, because then you're dealing with that video explains everything. You need to go through that and you need to write notes on it and you should send it to me. And if you do that for me, I will continue to answer your questions. But like if you want me to help you, I need you to do something for me because I need to make sure that you know what exactly you're doing. Now, I did ask how old you were, and you're 25. You're 10 years younger than me. I still consider that a kid. I was just curious because I've dealt with like kids that are 17 and shit, and they just don't have the mental maturity for this. So I was curious where you were at. Now, I don't think you're too young for this shit, but you are still a young man, and in my eyes, um, I just wanted to make sure you weren't fucking 17 or some bullshit. Because those are the worst to work with. They really don't have the emotional. They don't have the. They're and their brains are still developing. So I was just curious. So you wasted so much time figuring out what I would like to do with my life. This is the first thing that drives me. It feels like playing a game. The same kind of enjoyment. I went to university, worked 6 different jobs. I was unhappy with that shit. I don't blame you. For me, this is it. Have these so I dedicated more than 10 hours a day. The problem is you can be doing it wrong. You need purposeful focus. It's one like if you're sitting there trading and you're thinking about other shit or you're on Facebook or you're just not really paying attention, then you're wasting your time. You need purposeful focus and you need to be taking that 10 hours and putting it in the most efficient things possible because you can waste your time if you're doing it wrong. If you're just not paying attention and you're not really pushing yourself, and then we'll see if you really have a passion for this. Like if you can sit there 3 4 hours a day tagging all these tick drills, it sucks. But if you can sit there and you can get through that for a month, then you just might be cut out for this. But if you're sitting there and you don't do it, then you're really not passionate about it. You're not really you're not willing to put in the work to get good at it. And the work to put into this is not fun. It sucks, and it's not training. It's not this high. It's that's where it really washes out the wannabes from the guys that are willing to do what it takes to get good at it. Um, you wasted 3 months on Bitcoin. I know that you're becoming profitable in less. I know you think that becoming profitable in less than a year is impossible. I've not seen it be done. You're not you're most likely not going to pull it off. Look at Lance Brightstein, a fucking 8-figure trader in his first year in a professional prop environment. He didn't have a winning month. So the question is, why do you think, as a retail trader who has no professional guidance and is not in a professional environment, why do you think you have any better of a chance than somebody in a professional environment? Why is it that guys in professional environments take a year and you don't have that? So the probabilities and the odds are stacked against you even further. I mean, it's good that you're in this community and that will help. And it's good you're attempting to communicate with me, but I need to make sure that you're dedicated because I just don't waste my time on other traders. You need to take notes on that video. Trader Shaw, you're 19. Listen, I just want to say that it's not. See, this is where I backpedal. I mean, you're 19. You're not 17 or 15. Um, some young kids carry themselves better than people in their 20s and 30s. So some people, I mean, it's like a bell curve. Most people at that age, from my experience, they don't fucking pay attention or listen. Older guys do because they have more life experience and they have the emotional maturity to do it, but there are outliers like on a bell curve. Like there are some guys further out that carry themselves not like the rest. So, you know. But if you're at that age, if you're at the age of 19, you're putting yourself in the perspective of having positive mindset and you are meditating and you are going down that pathway of trying to better yourself mentally, then I think that really does put you ahead of the curve for most kids that age. You're still a kid in my eyes at 19. God, I was a fucking jackass at the age of 19. Um, so uh also I don't understand your fucking generation. You're the TikTok generation. Um, fucking kid, you at least in the U.S., dude. Them fucking kids, you guys dress weird as fuck. I don't know, man. It's like at the point where I'm like, what the fuck are these kids into, man? What the fuck are you guys doing? Eating Tide Pods? Come on. But my generation's done stupid shit too. So, um, if you had a child, what age would you introduce it to trading? I did have a kid. I was a stepdad for 5 years. I raised a kid in my last relationship from the age of 2 to 7. I don't think I would introduce the child to trading. I think when it comes to children, because the mother was putting her in sports and she didn't like sports, but I noticed that she was very creative. She loved doing artwork. She loved music and singing. And I think it's important that when you have a kid, you you try to see what they naturally like and they're naturally good at and what are they gravitating towards and then you cultivate that. And if the kid had genuine interest in trading, I would share that, but I think it's important that you let the kid essentially show you what they want because I think it's important that no matter what you do with your life, you do something you're passionate about. And in this day and age with the internet, you can what's beautiful about the internet or YouTube, you can create a channel where you share things you love. If you and there's an audience for that most likely. And in this day and age, as fucked up as everything is, now is the time for people to be creative and you can do crazy shit. Like I didn't know if I would have known that you could stream and make money playing video games, I would have probably kept playing video games. But my generation, it wasn't available when I was coming out of high school. Like that wasn't a thing. So it's like you got to figure out what you do with your life. And at this point, trading is passion for me. It wasn't that way. So there are other things I love more that I wish I would have pursued. Um, but I think with my YouTube, I can kind of venture into that a little bit. Like I did that kind of doing a little bit of sketch comedy with the trading and shit, hence the studio upgrade. So that allows me to kind of do both things that I like. So I think with a kid, it's important that you let the kids figure out what they love and just cultivate that. Because if you do stuff you love, then it's not work and you're more likely to do it. Yep, really kind of coaching session he's giving. Yeah, that's why it's important to show up. I don't as well. I don't know, you know, as well what. Has anyone here read The Irrational Male by Rollo Tomassi? It's a must read for us gents who will become the future 1%. So I do want to talk about that red pill shit because I went down that pathway hard. Um, I think that shit is good, but it can be too much, if that makes sense. Um, because you have like the Andrew Tate guy, and some of the shit he says is it's a little too much. I think having compassion for humans, no matter what gender, is important. And I feel some of those red pill guys lack compassion, and they fucking just hate women. Um, but um, but also I think it's important as well to be masculine as a man too. So I think that's also important as well. I think simps have fucked a lot of shit up because now you got these chicks that are fives that think they're fucking tens, but they're getting the wrong type of attention. So yeah, I mean, I kind of believe in. Yeah, I do like see. I mean, I don't know. I look at it. Yes, I look at it from a perspective of a lot of shit they say makes sense, and society has really shifted in a lot of ways. But I mean, like I'm in a newer relationship at this point. Like I came out of a 5 year where the girl cheated on me, but I went into a new relationship. But um, I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that shit. But I think it's important to be a man. I mean, you can be what you want. If you want to be feminine or whatever as a dude, that's fine. But I think it, for me personally, I do believe that the whole 1% shit, yeah, that's something I'm going for. But to run a harem of women, I don't really have a desire because one is enough. uh, if you're younger, if I was in my 20s, that might be different. No offense, Peter Straw, but when you're 19, just keep your mind open. Yeah, I think that's important. One thing people do that's not good is a lot of people do research to confirm a bias they already have, and then they'll keep researching shit until their biases are confirmed. You need to stay open-minded. I think that's very important. Um, there's not one way to do trading, and the way you feel about something isn't the way other people feel about it, and you're not the spokesman of all traders, or you know what I'm saying? Like I talk a lot of shit about cumulative delta, but I do understand that other people can use it to great effect. I think open-mindedness, and also like if somebody tells you something you don't quite agree with it, you shouldn't be fighting it and being aggressive with it. I think it's important to hear with an open mind, because if you really do listen with an open mind, you can learn shit. 'Cause like for instance, I don't discount new traders or less or experienced traders because I've learned a lot from people with less experience who aren't consistent or brand new, or maybe they share something with me that is very interesting that opens my mind. For instance, I had a good friend who was brand new to trading who introduced me to the Gary Norton shit, and that changed my trading. Um, I think it's important that you stay humble, especially once you start performing at a high level. Um, there's a point where you can get overconfident to the points of arrogance, and that will bite you in the ass. Exactly. That's why you do your own research. It's silly. Like I don't want to be with a chick that cheats on me and takes half of my wealth. Um, American divorce laws are criminal. Yes, I've have a law because I'm at the age where I do have friends that have been gotten divorces. Um, but it's not. But the thing is, we can't put all women in the same category. Does that make sense? Because there's women out there that hate all dudes. And the thing is, when you start to think about how all these bitches are out here cheating on you or whatever, you're essentially manifesting that into your life. Um, when you should switch your thinking around. Obviously, be cautious. Don't be blissfully blind when you get into a relationship with somebody else. Um, like the girl I got with now has had no idea what I was doing. So the whole fucking gold digging vibe and shit wasn't there to begin with. Um, I also, I mean, I kind of don't believe in marriage myself. I think it's a load of shit. um, I think that's a fantasy shit. I don't know. Females like it. It's their princess day. I don't. I'm also not religious, so I just yeah, it is really, and that's the thing. It is kind of fucked up because I mean it's important to maintain your masculinity. I've noted like if we're gonna talk about relationships, um, I have friends that have put their balls in some girl's purse, and then they just get walked all over, and chicks don't respect you at that point usually. Because if you think about it, like we still have these primal brains, and we live in this wild world where technology came out of nowhere and it exploded at a rapid pace. I mean, if you're looking back 100 years ago, it was the 19 fucking 20s. What a different fucking era. You know what I'm saying? Um, things have changed so quickly, so fast, in a course of such a short time. I don't think our brains have evolved. Um, and I noticed with a lot of, because I have had a lot of female friends, and just women in general, I guess if we're on that topic, they like you to be the man. I mean, they'll kind of get spicy and shit, but if you can handle yourself professionally, if you will, they like that shit. You can't be overbearing or overly aggressive. I think it's important to kind of, have a bit of balance. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't be a simp and get walked the fuck over. And take control of the situations if you can. It's a chess game. And again, that's something you need experience to get good at as well. So I gotta go though. I've been here too long. See you guys later.